Today, we are going to be answering the 3 most asked HueForge questions that I have seen on the internet. So I'm going to stop wasting your time, and hopefully in the next 6 minutes or so, we can dive in and answer all the questions that you have been asking. All right, so we're here inside of the slicer because the first question that I see all the time across literally the entire internet is this: why does my layer count inside of my slicer differ from the layer count that I put in HueForge? Now, this is unfortunately one of the most frustrating things to come across, because when you dive into the slicer, all you really want to do is slice your print and send it. And so whenever you see unexpected things like different amount of layers, it can be really frustrating, and the answer is really super simple. The number one reason why you see a different amount of layers inside of your slicer as compared to what you saw in HueForge is that you do not have the correct setting set for your layer height. Now, by default, inside of HueForge, I'm going to move this over ever so slightly. By default, inside of HueForge, your layer height is going to be 0.08. So if you load in just a normal Bamboo Lab project and you switch to 0.2 standard, and I were to slice this, I'm slicing each layer of this print at 0.2 millimeters, meaning that this print might have 12 layers or 10 layers. But if I use a preset like HueForge preset, okay, I was in the wrong printer, but I can still switch to it using HueForge preset. You can see that this is now at a 0.08 and a 0.16 because I'm matching the settings that I told HueForge I was going to use. When you export from HueForge, you also get a .text file, and all of the information, all of the settings that you need to set in your slicer they live in that file. You can also check my video. I'm going to link it somewhere up here in the description for your slicer settings so that you can dive in and make sure everything is set correctly in your slicer. The other big reason why it's sometimes difficult for you inside of HueForge is because you have dynamic depth turned on, meaning that if your top slider is, say, here at layer 21, and you export it, you send it off to your slicer, but you thought you were going to be printing at 27 layers, it's because this has dynamically clipped down to that layer at 21. So that's why I always tell people whenever you're getting started to join me in just using static depth. Those are the 2 main reasons why you would see a different layer count inside of your slicer as compared to what you see inside of HueForge. Oh, and I actually forgot one more. If you scale your image, so let's say you're in your slicer here, and let's scale it up. So when we scale something inside of the slicer, we have 100. I'm going to drag this because I want this to be 112. We're just going to write 112 by 112 by 112. Now, if I were to slice this, something big is going to happen, and I'm going to have more layers than what I sliced from HueForge, or what I pulled from HueForge, and that's because I have edited the Z distance, or this is the height that my image is printing in. So whenever you have uniform scale on, you're editing all 3 of these values. You can make the X and Y larger, but you need to uncheck that and then come back here and change that to 100 so that you end up printing the right amount of layers that you told HueForge you were going to print at. This is super important because if you change that Z number, you're not going to get the blending that HueForge said you would. So if you decide to adjust the size or scale of your HueForge, just expect different results. Don't just keep Z the same. Keep it the same. Okay, how do I print more than 4 colors? Let's say you are printing in, maybe you just have one single slot. Maybe you're printing on an Ender 3 or something that doesn't have a multi kind of color system. Then how do you print HueForge if you're using more than 1 color? Or if you're using an AMS, how do you print more than 4 colors? Well, thankfully, since HueForge is the way that it is, we can print with an infinite amount of colors. And we're going to slice this image up here so that I can actually show you. As you can see up here in the top left of my screen, I'm printing with 6 different filaments. Now, my printer only has 4 spots. I can only print with 4 technically. So we're going to drag this over here, and we're going to look at my color swaps over here. So now when you are making a HueForge, you have to come in here and right click and click add color swap. So if I click right here, I have to click change filament, and then I have to select based on what my .text file says from HueForge. I have to put that right here on this bar. Now, once you hit a certain amount of colors, we have black, gray, red, and then white, my next color is going to be beige. Now, here's the issue. This is my 5th color. So what do I need to do? Well, I come to a layer before that swap, and I'm going to click add pause. You can see that I can delete it, but if I right click here and hit add pause, now my printer is going to stop right here. This is going to be my signal to unload the black filament. Unload the black filament, then I can print and then I can load the beige in, and then I can print the beige in the place of where the black was. Then we're coming back to blue-gray, which is great, but now I need to pause it again because my next color is going to be this apple green. So I'm going to take, at this pause, I'm going to take the beige out, and then I'm going to put the green in, and then I'm going to continue the print. This can happen because you're only printing at 1 color per layer, meaning that you can pause in between layers to be able to print all these different types of filaments or all these different types of blendings together. You can print with so many filaments because you are only printing 1 color per layer. Now, if you're using a plugin like ColorDrop or something like that, FlatForge, you do need an AMS system, so we're not talking specifically about that, but just for your base standard HueForge, what 99% of you guys are making, this will work for infinite colors. You can do this for as much as you want. You just need to make sure that you're around to swap out the colors when you need to. And then your last question that I see all the time comes down to bed adhesion. Bed adhesion is tricky. The reason it's tricky is because HueForge span literally the entire build plate, and you need a really level bed in order for you to print really successful prints. If you have a bad first layer, just stop the print because it's not worth it. I actually have a whole video, I'm gonna put it up here or in the description below, that's all about bed adhesion. The whole video is dedicated to bed adhesion, but here's the TLDR, the really quick things. 1, wash your bed plate. You need to wash your bed plate between every single print. Do not use isopropyl alcohol, do not use Windex, do not use anything other than hot soapy water. Grab a Scrub Daddy brush and put it under some hot water and just scrub with some soap. That's all you need to do. Once you start adding different chemicals and Windex and acid and all these different things, you're going to start eating away at the compound in your build plate that allows your prints to actually stick. And although you might be able to print on it for a while, over time that's going to deteriorate and you're going to get failed prints. So hot soapy water is your best friend. Then make sure to level your bed plate. If you do those 2 things, that solves 95% of bed adhesion issues. If you're still getting bed adhesion issues, turn the temperature of your build plate up ever so slightly. 2 or 3 degrees Celsius should do the trick. And then last but not least, make sure that you're printing in a dry room, not a ton. I have my fan right here. It's blowing on me. If it was near a 3D printer, I would have to turn it off or turn it around because that draft can get up under the print and cause it to warp and lift up. That's the TLDR. That's the really quick version. I have a couple other hacks and a couple other tips in that video, so make sure to check it out in the description below. Okay, so those are your most asked questions about HueForge. I scoured the internet. This is Reddit, YouTube, I mean, everything. I found the 3 questions that you guys were asking the most of, but I know you guys have more questions. If you have questions, let me know down in the comments below. I'm going to start doing these videos like once a month, just addressing the questions that you guys leave on these types of videos. So let me know the things that you're asking. And if you need an immediate answer or you're confused about something, join the Discord. The link's in the description. Join our community. We just hit 800 people. You want to be a part of it, and we would love to have you over there. Huge shout out to all my Patreon members. Huge shout out to all my YouTube members. I could not do this without you guys. I'm so incredibly thankful for you, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Until then, y'all, take care.